in this video I will show you the best AI background removal tools. I have left links to all these products in the description. Let's get started. Alrighty, so to start the list, I'm going to show you the overall best tool for removing backgrounds, and that is called Aiarty Image Matting. And this is actually a downloadable piece of software, and this one is really good for low light conditions, complex scenes where you need some very granular and very precise background removal. For example, if you have hair floating around in a cool way, you can remove a background from that. It is ideal for like bulk upload. So if you have a ton of images, for example, if you're running an e-commerce store and you want to create advertisements for your products and you want to process hundreds or even thousands of images at the same time, this can also handle that. So this is for a serious business, and right now I will show you how it works. So after you have downloaded the software, and you can, by the way, download a free trial to this by checking the link in the description, then you can open up the software like this, and then you can basically just drag and drop an image into the view that opens up. So for example, here is a sample image. I'll actually run this through the background removal first, and I'll show you some of my own images. So once you have uploaded your image here, you can click on start, and after about 30 seconds, here is the result. So as you can see, this is pretty incredible. You have these individual pieces of hair, and the AI has still nailed it perfectly. So as you can see, it is not a well-lit image by no means. If you look at this edge here where you have a lot of hair hanging out, that basically melts into the background. That's not even easy for your eye to see. This tool has separated that from the background perfectly. So this is quite incredible. So this is also actually pretty good for removing backgrounds from those AI generated images. And by the way, I almost forgot to mention that this is not just a background remover, but you can actually play with the background as well. So for example, here on the right hand side, once you have processed the image, as I just showed you, you can click on, for example, here, and it will remove the background. Or if you click on, for example, black and white, it will make the background black and white, which is actually very cool for specific purposes. And obviously you can also do the pixelation thing, and this will like censor the foreground, and you can even do a blur. So once you select the blur, the background is going to be blurred out nicely. Then you can also create a mask, and then you can just do a traditional background removal. So there are some options for you to work with as well. But right now, let me actually show you, because this is a sample image from the Aiarty image matting library, let me actually show you if this works on my own images. So once again, I just dragged and dropped the image here, and now I can click on start to start the matching process. And just by looking at this image, this is going to be very tricky for the AI because my hair is partially exactly pretty much the same color as the background of the image. This is going to be a funny one. Let's see how well it actually removes the background from this one. Okay, so here we go. Here is the removed background version of the image. And as you can see, it did pretty decent job with my hair, but obviously there are some mistakes here because, as I said, the background is exactly the same color. So how could anyone process stuff like this better? So considering that, this did a stellar job, because on those free tools that I'm about to show you, it is nowhere near this level of image background removal. And last but not least, make sure to check the settings on the right hand side. So you can also use GPU to render your images, and you can also tweak these different models. So for example, you can do the edge clear version, and you can do the alpha edge. You can basically just experiment with these on what is the best model for you to work your images with. So, but yeah, let's move on to the online tools. So this one is a downloadable piece of software, and if you're not like a serious user, if you're not using this on product images, and if you don't care that much about the detail, if you just want to create a poster or some kind of a funny little image or meme or whatever where you might use a background remover, then you might find better solutions and easier solutions by just using these free online background removal tools. So for instance, here's one called Remove.BG, and literally all you need to do here is drag and drop your image here and wait for like 7 seconds, and yeah, it's actually less than that, and there we go. And now the problem with this is that if we download it and we open it up, you can see that the definition is not that great, so the image is blurry and pixelated, and yeah, it still did a good job. So you can still see that the hair has been extracted nicely from the background. So this one is pretty good as well. But if you want to use this to get the best download, you have to acquire the paid plan to this one too. This is only free for very basic and very limited use, but it's still free and it's like ridiculously easy to use. All you need to do is drag and drop it here and it will take care of the rest. So if you want a 10-second solution that does a really good job, then perhaps just go with Remove.BG. Another really cool AI image background removal tool that there is called Canva. And obviously Canva is not just a background removal tool. That is an entirely different kind of online design platform. So you can create YouTube thumbnails here, you can create postcards, you can do infographics, and it has all these cool AI features, filters, element libraries, templates, designs, and whatnot. And I use Canva every day for designing my YouTube thumbnails and blog posts. But nonetheless, if you happen to be using Canva, it might be insightful for you to know that there is actually a background remover. This is actually in the plain sight. So once you drag and drop your image into Canva, you can just click on this BG remover. And yes, this is a pro feature. So if you're not paying for Canva, you can just skip this part because it doesn't make sense for you to pay for this just to use this background remover. But as you can see, it did a pretty good job. So yeah, the image is a bit pixelated. The background remover was very well aware of where the hairline goes and where like the background starts. And it also did a decent job in removing the hair or extracting the hair from the background.